Hi everyone, welcome back to Obidati Family TV. My name is Jessica Chinwe and we are here to talk about the past achievements of our principal, Peter Obi. Before I go further, let me introduce to you. Of course, I know you know who is here with me. Sharon, how are you doing?
I'm very well. I'm Sharon Enemchuku and I'm happy to be back here. And I'm happy to have you back.
Yeah, yesterday I wasn't around and I watched you and you were like, oh, she's busy now. Okay, yeah, I actually miss you.
Oh,
yes, and I miss
too.
the show. I miss talking about Peter Obi and everything that he has done. But then we'll continue from where you stopped yesterday.
Okay, fine.
Talking about the past achievements, but then we'll be talking about allegations against false allegations, right, against Peter Obi, and we will also try our best to counter all of them. So let's start with. I know in the former show, the previous one, we were talking, but I think we should bring it in, right? We're talking about how Tinubu goes out to, speak against people. I mean, why?
And that's crazy.
The current one where he went to Oka and then, okay, I don't think it's Oka though, not Oka, but somewhere, I've forgotten the particular state, and he was saying that
it's Cross River.
Is it Cross River?
He went to Oka and he went to Cross River. He was talking about.
No, I don't know the particular one he went to, and he was saying stuff like Peter, making reference to Simon Peter in the Bible.
It's Oka Anambra now. Yes, it was Anambra.
Imagine going to, it's funny
how hometown.
Exactly, going to people's places and then saying trash against them. And currently, I think that the governor, because he went to Cross River, right? Yeah. And then he was saying stuff against the governor. And I think the Cross River governor is actually in support of Tinubu. He was in support of Tinubu. But then after saying some dirty stuff and some inhuman thing about against him, I mean, the man was just like, you know what? Tinubu is not fit to
he can't bring anything to Nigeria.
He doesn't have anything to offer. And that is what we want to see, because it's just, it is true that he does
I like that.
Talking about the fact that Tinubu went ahead to say trash against, not actually trash, because then it doesn't really make sense. Even
it doesn't make sense. The comparison.
Intelligent whatever.
Yeah, it's not intelligent. The statement wasn't intelligent at all.
Saying that, in case you're wondering what he said, he was just saying that, making reference to Simon Peter in the Bible, if you're a Christian, how Peter actually denied Jesus three times. And so he was saying that Peter Obi, because Peter, the names and all of those things. So he was like, Peter Obi is also going to deny Nigeria. I mean, why?
that he's not going to fulfill any of the promises that he has made to us. For crying out loud.
Yes.
Peter in the Bible that died millions of years ago. He's not even Peter Obi. He's not even Peter Obi's lineage. Like they're not relation.
You know, when someone comes on board because you have absolutely nothing to talk about, and then you start making reference to something that doesn't really make sense, and it's so obvious that. Dude.
Someone was telling him to say that.
Exactly.
So I think I believe what you're saying now.
Not just me speculating, right? This is actually fact. There is a state he went to, not this River State, and people were just telling him what to say at the back. And he was like, it was so, I don't know if the person didn't hear himself, but then he was just repeating what someone is telling him at the back. And
that's why when Tinubu is talking here, there are always people. I think they're always around. Exactly. I think they're trying to, Baba, don't mess up, please. I don't know, but there are always people around him. I've noticed that. And then it's just very funny. The Peter reference that he gave to, first of all, the fact that it doesn't even make sense, the fact that Peter and Peter Obi does not even relate, and the fact that first of all, I love the response that Peter Obi gave to Mr. Tinubu, and how he said how that although Peter, why do I keep saying Peter Obi? Tinubu is looking at my trouble. Although Peter denied Jesus 3 times, he was able to. Jesus told him that this is the rock upon which I'll build my church, and we've already said all that. And I just love how Peter Obi just knows how to respond.
But personally, I know I was telling you that if I were Peter Obi, I would not even respond to some certain things. Certain things like, I would just look at you and just go. But then I think there is a reason why he responds to all of these things, you know.
Of course, if you are intelligent,
yes,
if you're intelligent, there are some things that will not even be a big problem to like talk about or respond, because they actually asked him. No, it's not as if they. Yes, they brought the presenter brought it
someone
up.
Gets to ask.
Yes, he was in. Yes, he was in an interview, and someone brought it up. It would be funny. He's not Tinubu that would direct the question to someone else.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that exactly.
Yeah, so
I like the fact that you respond. So today, like I said, we'll continue from yesterday where we're talking about the false allegations against Peter Obi. So obviously, Peter Obi is an Igbo man. And I don't know why it should be an allegation. I don't know if I should use the word allegation, but people are just throwing shades of him that he's an Igbo man, an Igbo IPOB and all those things. Igbo, you know, there was a time where they said Igbo people cannot become president in Nigeria.
Is this in the constitution?
I don't understand. Like I tried searching, like why is it forbidden?
That's what I'm trying
Igbo
to find
to
out.
become president of Nigeria, in Nigeria. But then I think one of the reasons of which I am not so sure is because they characterize Igbos as greedy people. I don't know if that is the main reason why they forbid Igbo or why they say Igbo cannot become president. But there was a time that Goodluck was the president of Nigeria, so it's not a big deal. And
I feel like, sorry to cut you short, this whole Igbos cannot be president, it's just a tool. It's a weapon in the hands of these politicians to just keep us, so that they can just keep manipulating Nigerians. True. It's just because it doesn't even make sense. It's okay if you are saying that Igbos can be president. That means other tribes now, because sometimes when we talk, you think it's just Igbo outside, but there are other tribes. So are you saying that other tribes too can be president of Nigeria or can bring up presidential candidates? It doesn't even make sense. And then talking about the whole that he's an Igbo man and he's you see, this is one of the reasons why I love Mr. Peter Obi. He will tell you that he's a proud Igbo man, quite all right, but above that he's a proud Nigerian. And then this is somebody that when he was governor of Anambra State, you see how, you know, they also accused him of throwing outsiders out of Onitsha.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
you see, it was forced. It was
forced. It wasn't true. Someone that celebrates Salah, is this somebody that will come and start doing? Peter Obi he doesn't care, he doesn't have time. He will tell you that his problem, he wants to build a better Nigeria.
Exactly, not all of these things.
Yes, this is not his problem.
These things do not add up, like they don't really matter. It is things that matter, that things that can play a great effect on the economy or the security of the state that he begins to talk about. But then, I don't see, although Peter Obi is a core Catholic, right? He is a practicing Catholic, and there was a time where they said that, I don't think there was a time, it's actually real, right? He attends morning mass. If you're a Catholic and you know how strenuous waking up early in the morning, going for morning mass, and being the governor of Anambra State, doing that every day. I know I was talking about that one time in our show, that although I'm just chipping it in because it's not part of the discussion, but then I love the fact that this man sticks to principles. Because if I become not even the governor of Anambra State or the governor of Imo, but then just the fact that I'm the head of this particular thing, I mean, was
stress.
Exactly.
The stress.
But then he keeps up with all of this things. Okay, so moving forward, let's also talk about the structural part, where they say that Peter Obi doesn't have structure, party structure or people structure. Which structure are you guys talking about? Because what we're seeing looks way more than structure.
It looks like they're saying that Labour Party, I think it's Labour Party that they're accusing, not just Peter Obi. You know, sometimes Peter Obi gets the whole, or when they talk about Labour Party, they focus on Peter Obi because Peter Obi brought Labour Party to limelight. So they're saying Labour Party doesn't have structure. And I don't know where I was watching that, and I got to find out that the structure they're talking about is political structure, in the sense that Labour Party doesn't have a governor in two states, in these states. They don't even like have governors. They just start from that, and they don't have members of that party holding key positions because they think that it's by having, it's what they are used to. They think that if a party, name say PDP or APC, has a governor in a particular state, you can easily go to that state and you are sure of that vote. You are sure. So Labour Party does not have that kind of structure. But then they are forgetting that the structure are the people. It's the people that is the structure for real. If the people believes in a man, of course need a soothsayer to come and tell them this is who to vote for or this is not who to vote for. Do you understand? So the structure that they keep talking about, I like the fact that they even brought it up because it has even aided Mr. P2B. In the sense that it was when they started talking about structure, that was when there was this man that we had on the show who told us about building physical structure for Labour Party, how they were able to build physical offices because they were now hearing throwing jabs at Labour Party, or if you don't have this, you don't have any this. You see people, individuals that were doing these things, that were building these structures, physical infrastructures to support Labour Party. And that is the best kind of structure to me. Structure that people are voluntarily supporting. Exactly. So that is the best kind of structure. They can manage their own corrupt structure for all I care.
I think that structure, right, also includes the agbado and the corn and the rice and whatever and and the Maggi and the 2 cups of rice. That's what they also include as structure because they feel like Peter Obi doesn't really give out money, right? He doesn't. Stingy. And there's one thing I've noticed, right? When it comes to campaign and all of these things, people are they take full responsibility of the financial aspect. Yeah, they do. They just give everything. They do. So maybe that's what one thing, I don't know, but I just feel like maybe that's one of the things they mean as structure, right? Because Peter Obi doesn't really give out. I mean, he doesn't have that. Okay. I don't know, like he doesn't have that structure, to say that, okay, I did this, I gave these people this and that. So definitely.
They don't know that's a flex.
Exactly.
They don't know that is a huge flex. That Peter Obi has people from around the world who is sponsoring his campaign. This man will sit at home and people are sending him money. Exactly. They are calling to know, what can we do? Okay, you have this right. They don't even ask him. They organize the rally. You see the whole 1 million march and everything. Yes, it was just recently that I was finding out that it was people in diaspora that actually started started that movement and started to how do I say, cooperate with people in Nigeria here to do that. So that is a big flex on Peter Obi's part. And I like that this is what Nigeria is all about now. Before, right? During election, Nigerians are looking for what they're looking for what the government will give them, the candidates is going to give them. But now, there's just this revolution.
Thank you. This revolution and
they are the ones now offering to give something. That's when you know that this is genuine, that this is real, not what we are used to. So I think that, let me just use in a lighter note, it's paining them.
Thank you. I think it's paining them. Who wouldn't want this massive support? I mean, if you have half of the support that Peter Obi have, I mean, you're going to just relax and just be sure that this is going to be for me.
But funny enough, Peter Obi doesn't relax. He doesn't relax.
Do you know that I am personally concerned about his mental health?
And his physical health, because the other day he was on an interview. I was telling you, this is not Peter Obi's voice. That man has had a lot of speeches. He has talked to a lot of people in and out. The other day he was supposed to be, was it Ibadan, and he wasn't able to make it. And he was now telling us the sacrifices he was trying to make so that he could make it for that rally, because he knows that people have been waiting for him, but he just couldn't because they were rioting that day because of fuel and I think I don't even know, but they were rioting. And you see that this man, after that failed attempt, the next day he was on Arise TV and he was talking. After that day, he also had somewhere else to go to. And you see that all these things, it's true. I actually do feel about his health. I'm just thinking, but there's one thing else that I'm sure of. He is very healthy.
And he's graced.
Yes. Let's make it supernatural now. He is healthy and he's great. Of course, I believe that as well. Because if it's some candidates, by now they would have been rushed to a hospital.
Not even in Nigeria.
Not in Nigeria. They would have been flown away to maybe somewhere abroad. And they will stay 2 weeks. If possible, they will spend 1 year abroad receiving health treatment.
And ruling Nigeria from America.
They will just be on their tablet. Okay, let's give so and so amount to this place. They're not even as if they care. So I see that Mr. Peter Obi is very healthy. That's something that we should look at. We should look at someone that is healthy and that can stand and move from place to place without breaking down.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's go further to what El-Rufai said recently, saying that Peter Obi, you know, I'm laughing because of the response, not even because of what El-Rufai said.
Yeah.
So El-Rufai went on to say that Peter Obi has 2% votes in Sokoto and 1% votes in Kaduna, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And then, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Just tell us what Peter Obi responded.
Okay, so when he said that, you know how Peter Obi is. This is how Peter Obi is very calm. You tell
and
him
a
what
little bit sarcastic.
Yeah.
Like there's a way you just calmly say
underlying sarcasm there. It might not be sarcasm then. I feel like Peter B is just, I don't even know what to call it. If you're naturally good, yeah, and you are wise, there are some kind of things that, there are some kind of reactions that you have to certain situations that is going to be very, very surprising. Because if I was in Peter B's shoes and you tell me I'm getting 1% view, 1% votes, 2% votes, I will not answer you the way Mr. Peter B answered you. For real, I would not. You will collect it back to back. So Mr. Peter B is very different. And he was saying that, first of all, that and he will respect you. Mr. Peter B is so respectful. But he said that he's even glad that El-Rufai gave him some percentage. Yes, he managed to give him 1%, 2%, and he's going to work on improving on those percentages. So next time, it's Obanitenu now, until we come up. So that's what he said, and I loved that response. I was not expecting it. You know, sometimes they're asking questions. Me, I'm even trying to think of a reply on Peter B's behalf. And then when he now gives his reply, it's different from what I was thinking.
I never thought about that.
Oh, wow, I never thought about that. Yeah. So it gives you like expression. So yeah, that's really
the level of intelligence.
He's so intelligent.
Like I love it so much. And this is, I always said it and I'll continue saying it. This is the kind of person that we want in our country. Really, this is the president that we want in our country, because we don't want people who do not know how to, because I feel like, right, you know, when it comes to normal conversation, right, there is a way I will talk to you.
Approach.
Exactly, man of approach. There's a way I will talk to you and you will give me what I'm requesting. There is a way that another, maybe if you don't have the intention to release that thing, but there is a manner I will speak with you and then you release it. Unlike when other person comes in and start, you know. So I feel like when we try to narrate this from this, you know, basic standpoint, imagine how it would be in an international level where Peter Obi is able to, you know, speak or represent Nigeria in a very cool way, unlike what we are
used to. And then it would just, when we talk about international countries, and we are going to also see how Mr. Peter B is going to, in a situation where, let me give for an example, war. You know, there's how the Bible says that, I don't know how the Bible said this exactly, but what I got from that passage was that a soft-spoken word can turn away the wrath of a king. You understand? So it's how you present yourself, how you approach a particular person, how you bring up a particular topic and then follow through to that topic. That is what is going to determine the response of that person. Because we've seen Mr. Peter B. Okay, maybe let me just say he studied philosophy. Maybe that's why. Or also the fact that he's a trader and
he went to various schools. Have you forgotten?
Yes, he went to various schools. Not just about the schools, though, but I feel it's his personal relationship with people. He has had one-on-one personal relationship. You know, these people are up there, the elites. They don't treat people well. They don't have one-on-one. You can't see. I don't think someone like Tinubu relates with his gate man well.
Exactly.
I don't think you Bala blew out of this place.
Let me mention something. He was saying, I don't even know what he was. You know, you will never know what to say. Like,
I can't make out
opens his mouth and says something. Anyway, not my problem, not my business. But then what you said right now just made me remember one of his statements. I mean, he was saying certain things, just talking with the people around, and then someone was trying to correct his statement, and it was like in Yoruba language that, why are you people, who are these people disturbing me at my back? And he was saying it openly, and just like, you know, when someone is trying to shout outrage and all this, he was like, who are these people making noise at my back?
Big disrespect.
It's just crazy.
That's what I'm saying. That people are different.
Unbelievable.
I did not see that neither. Okay. You're true obedient. I didn't see that coming. Okay, so yeah, he's just different. And then someone said that P2P is cut out from a different cloth, and that we shouldn't even compare him to politicians, Nigerian politicians. So at this point, we shouldn't even compare Mr. P2P to Tinubu and Atiku and the rest.
That's insult.
For real though,
the levels are just too high.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go on a very, very short break, and when we come back, we will dissect more on what they've been speaking against our principal. We'll be right back.
Transit company. He adopted the best practice in waste disposal and provided over 300 million naira worth of waste evacuation trucks. The Debt Management Office rated Anambra as the least indebted state in Nigeria. Mr. P2P handed 75 billion naira to his successor, Mr. Willie Obiano. The credibility and reputation of P2P as a competent visionary leader in public service governance and management of state resources remains undisputable.
That they vote for, they'll go vote for another person. So what will they try do now? They try teach people, show people say now the logo be this. So that the way you want vote, when you reach there, you will see one will be umbrella, not be for Peter Obi. You'll see one will be broom, not be for Peter Obi. Now this one will Papa, Mama, Pikin, Day, and that will be Peter Obi. So when you want vote, you come press that ink they'll put for your hand. You come put her for where this picture is. So now you go put her. That's why you take vote for Peter Obi.
Welcome back from that short break. This is Go and Verify on Obidati Family TV, and I'm still your favorite host, of course, Jessica Chinwe, and with me is
Sharon Chuku.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been talking about allegations, false allegations against Peter Obi, and we said a couple of them. So we'll continue. We just have a few more.
We do.
Not much, obviously. It cannot be much because there's no way you can verify it, but it's not true. So yeah, let's talk about how what people are saying, that members of Labour Party are deflecting from
Labour Party to other parties.
From Labour Party, right, to other party. And I love Peter Obi's response, like, that is not my business. Like, that is not the problem now.
That's not my problem. That's not my focus.
Yeah, people are they're so critical about parties. There was a time where he left APGA, and people are just saying things. Even the governor of Anambra State, right? He mentioned a few things against Peter Obi. But then I don't think, right from when Peter Obi was the governor, he was given a position under PDP when Jonathan was the president, and then he had a position even when he was still the governor of Anambra State under APGA. But then he mentioned that party is not the problem. Like, it all depends on capacity. If I see someone who is capable, right, why won't I employ the person rather than being concerned about where the person came from, the state, and all these things. So right from the onset, Peter Obi has made it obvious that he's not concerned about Yoruba, Igbo, all of these things, So it shows here. So his response goes like, parties are not my problem. Whether people are deflecting from Labour Party or not, what is my business, or what is my concern? I and Dati, right, is how we will save our country, how we will
build a new Nigeria.
Exactly. So that is something
that is beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Because sometimes that's why I said that Mr. P2P, you've also said that he's very principled, and something with principle is that they know how to focus on their focus.
Course.
Exactly, because you can't be talking to a man who is always thinking, oh, how can I make Nigeria better?
Really
how can I make Nigeria great again? And then he was when that man asked that question, he was just listing Nigerian problem. He was like, see, okay, all these problems I've listed, so it's people that are deflecting from party to party. That is what you want me to be concerned about. For real, it doesn't even make sense. Maybe people in other parties will be complaining because it's just about, maybe that's their structure, the structure they're talking about. For Peter Obi, his only concern is to serve Nigeria and to bring what he has on the table so that he can know what he's going to do for this country. So he's going to know exactly like the future. So he's going to build the future of this country.
I think this is a way to distract him, because people like to, especially if you're a person of low mind, you just want to be interested in all of these things that doesn't really make sense. And trying to make it a point of view, or trying to make it a problem rather.
When it's not a problem.
Exactly, so you distract the person, like, why? It's not necessary. Okay, moving on to another allegation, false. I don't know why I forget to put this false, and it's always false, please.
Yeah.
Another false allegation is on record that he collected over 470 million naira per month as security votes. Who does that?
Some people would, not Peter Obi.
Peter Obi did not. He did not do such because, first of all, Obi's security vote was an average of 200 million. And that was the lowest. Yeah. That was the lowest. And not just that, you know, other people would collect money. I don't think there's a problem in collecting money as a governor. I mean, you need money to, you know,
to run these things.
Exactly.
And then, you know, there are things. He also, I don't know which show exactly, but we listed the things that he did. Yes. Where he bought hundreds of buses for the police.
Yeah, 700 armor.
Armor tanks, armor buses, whatever they're called. And he also bought buses for ambulance, that they use as ambulance for healthcare. Where do you think he was bringing out this money from? You know, what we are used to is that we see, 200 billion has been allocated to education, and the next day ASU goes on strike. Where did he go to? Do you understand? So what these people are used to is calling. They will call this particular sum of money, and you can't see what they are using it for exactly. But Mr. Peter Obi is different. Even the 200 million that people were talking about,
they use it for different things.
Yes, and you see that. The whole 470 million, that some states would make that in a year, and that is not the case for Peter Obi. Exactly. This was over, I think, 4 years when he was in office, and you see that even though he achieved, even though his what is it called, internal generated revenue was like 500 billion, and that was what other states would make in a year. Yes. He was able to maximize that money and even save. But you that you make 600, 700 and above, we will not see what you use it for. Yes. Do you understand? So I like the fact that, like we said earlier, Mr. Peter Obi knows how to spend. He also knows how to generate, and spending is very important. Expenditures. Yes. Because when people, that's why I think most people don't even want to support Peter Obi, because he said that he's going to reduce the cost of governance when he becomes president.
I love that.
And people don't want that.
They don't.
Because my sister was saying that people that are going to go poor. People that not people. Okay, people that have been looting. People that have been benefiting from this cost. Yes, bad government. Of course, do you know people are going to suffer. That's why
I would like that kind of suffering.
Beautiful. That's what I want.
Suffering shows that, okay, you've been doing the wrong thing.
Of course.
So now this is repercussion.
Yes, repercussion.
You know, speaking about the fact that Peter Obi is a very principled person, let's also mention how he was able to set out a team of people, you know, to support him, and not just that, but to put him on his toes, because this is a man. He can flop at any time. But then when you set up people who are accountable for you, you're just on your toes. You don't want to do, there are certain things you don't do, you know. Yeah. And one of those people are Stella Okona.
Professor Stella, yes.
Stella Okona. And this is something that you can go and verify. This is Go and Verify show. So you can go and verify. The person that we're talking about is someone you can get access to. So Peter will be set up this. Let's talk about this. Let's really analyze the committee of people that are going to be accountable for you. And there was something you mentioned, if you don't mind me saying it, right? You said that there's a way you would respond, or maybe if you agree to Peter Obi, whatever it is, 3 times, or maybe there is no, you're not against whatever he's saying, anything he said, you just say yes, yes, yes. As
member.
You're good, thank you. Oh yes member. If you're an yes member in this team, you are out.
Yeah,
you're out. And
of course.
That, yes.
And then this is what he's also doing now, because you know when Aisha Yusuf and not just her, other people also said the same thing, that they are not just there to answer, oh, your excellencies are, that they are there to keep him on his toes, and they would okay, just evaluate what he has done or what he's doing, and then have opinions. Okay, this is what I think you should be doing differently, or you didn't do well in this area, I would like you to do better. And you see, that's how people grow, by positive criticism. Nigerian government, the present one, criticize them, the next day they'll start looking for you, or they will close down your newspaper establishment, or they will just close down your source of income, or you just go missing. And this is, it's funny because we are in democracy, and part of our rights is freedom of speech, right? We have freedom of speech. And then it's funny that they don't want, and I think it's because they don't want to be accountable.
Yes, obviously.
They feel they are above the law, and it's funny. It's sickening, really, it is. And I also, this committee, it's blowing my mind. The fact that he actually set up that committee. Imagine, he set up people, you know, there was a time they accused him of something. What was that accusation? I think it has to do with finance and some money in government. And that day he had to, even before he even left office, he called the FCC to come and run a check on him and to compare documents and everything. So when we were talking about this vote, this security vote, and people were accusing him of the whole money and everything, you know, when he called people, he said, okay, this is exactly what I used 200 million for. He asked them, what's their name, these people involved in, will I call it his personal finance, sabi, whatever, to come and just verify. And then the documents that he was giving out to the public actually tallied with the one that they brought. And it showed that that money was going into what he said it was going into, like the buses and the other buses that he gave to health and to the police, that he actually went there. And it's not just buses, so there are other things that he did with that money.
Like the 1 million he gave to first class students.
Period, exactly. So this are a lot of things that he did. So yes, I like the fact that he's accountable and that he also knows that he's human. And it's important that you know, for you to grow, you need people around you that will tell you the truth.
Thank you, exactly.
People don't have people around them telling them the truth. So I really like that P2B is always putting his ears on the ground. He's not selective. Oh, you can't talk to me, you can't approach me. And you know how the whole, if you stay with P2B and you have 3 meetings and you just agree, oh yes sir, you're correct, yes sir. You're just looking at you, are you sure this, are you sure you're thinking? Because how would you agree with me on three consecutive times? It doesn't tally, it's not jelly.
Exactly. And speaking about that, let me stress that a little bit, right? And there's something called disagreement versus diversity, right? I think that Peter Obi operates from a different mindset, because as a leader, you should be able to understand the difference between disagreement, someone disagreeing from you totally, and diversity. I mean, we can have different opinions, right?
Because
we're
different people.
We are not supposed to disagree on this thing. Everybody is supposed to come together and then we
consensus, exactly,
you know, meaningful. So all of these things have been saying, you know, shows the quality. I mean, leadership quality in Peter Obi, and it's something to. We cannot afford.
I've told you people. If people by mistake don't vote him P2B as president of Nigeria, I will vote him as president of my family. I will just vote him as, you see this family, and you could just be the president, or my village. I will just make you the president, because it's not me that it's not me. Yes, it's not me and you that is going to lose out.
To pay Peter Obi. In fact, we don't even want you just insurance family and everything. We need Peter Obi as the president of Nigeria. We do. Everybody. Like, we do. Sometimes I envision the victory. I envision everything that this man. People are calling him sent. He's not a sent.
He is not.
Humans can be sent. So if we call him, if we refer him as a sent, anyway, let's just see what he's capable of. But then we can really tell that this is what Peter Obi is capable of, because he has done those things before. So why should it be hard? And seeing all the efforts and everything that he has been putting in all of these things, to show that I want to serve you people.
If they can give a word for efforts.
I'm telling you, capacity.
He's
He's full of capacity.
He's full of passion.
Oh my God.
If they should give award for effort, that you should definitely go to him during this campaign. Yeah, like you know how you were saying that people, the way people are voluntarily supporting him, that if it was someone else, they would just relax. And for Peter Obi is not folding his hands. He's not relaxing. He's not resting. So for crying out loud, that man deserves more than flowers at this point. He deserves the full garden.
Exactly.
He does.
And
He's not easy.
I really hope that people out there are able to see all of these things, you know, and make decisions for yourself. There is no time telling you go vote wisely. Don't vote wisely. You mentioned that.
Yeah.
There's nothing like voting wisely.
At all. Vote for Peter Obi.
We passed the days where we tell you vote wisely. We know who the person is.
We do.
know the right candidate. We need Peter Obi as the president of Nigeria come 2023. I think this is what we'll call it a Raven show. We said a lot of them. And whatever accusation you have against Peter Obi, please, it is your cup of tea.
Keep it to yourself.
Because we really don't care. And even if they are true,
which they aren't.
Exactly. It needs to be verified, and we know who we stand for. We know who we are voting for. Anyway, this is what we'll call it a wrap on today's show. And when we come your way tomorrow, same time, stay blessed. You can also follow us on our social media platform, Obidati Family TV, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, anywhere. And also, in case you want to follow our private
social media handles,
you can follow me, Jessica _ on Instagram and on Twitter.
Yes, you can also follow me on Sharon Enemchukwu on all social media platforms. And you should also engage on our videos. Drop your comments, drop reactions, just engage. Exactly.
We need that.
We do. It's encouraging. It's encouraging.
All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.